Hi and welcome to Moms on a Mission. If you have not subscribed to our channel, hit the subscribe button below. Also hit the bell notification so you know when we upload a video. Grab your coffee. We're going to be getting into several books in the Bible this morning. And what I want to do is I want to talk about the seal of God and the mark of the beast, because there's a lot of debate amongst different denominations and theologies that this mark is going to be just like a thought process, or something in the heart of either worshiping God or worshiping the devil. And I came across some scriptures that I really feel like shed light on that subject, and that these the seal of God, the mark on the children of God's foreheads, is actually a physical mark that can be seen, as well as the mark of the beast being something physical that actually can be seen. So let's just go ahead and get into that. I'm going to start off. Sorry, I have some notes. Just trying to stay organized. I'm going to start off in the book of Exodus. And not only does this lay out, I believe, kind of a foundation of sealing God's people, excuse me, but it's also a foreshadowing of the coming of Jesus Christ as the Passover lamb. So this is Exodus 12, and I'm going to start with verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorposts and on the lintel of the houses where they eat it. They shall eat the flesh on that night, roasted in fire, with unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Do not eat it raw nor boiled at all with water, but roasted in the fire, its head with its legs and its entrails. You shall let none of it remain until morning, and what remains of it until morning you shall burn with fire. And thus you shall eat it, with a belt on your waist, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. So you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. So here, what I get out of this is, of course, not only is this a foreshadowing of Jesus as the final atonement Passover lamb for our salvation, but this also is the physical blood on the houses. So God passes over that, death passes over those houses of God's chosen people, the ones that are basically sealed by the Passover lamb, as God's chosen people. So I hope that made sense. I'm trying to make sure that this makes sense to those of you out there that are watching. Now I want to flip over to Ezekiel, and this is 9 verse 3 through 5. Now the glory of the God of Israel had gone up from the cherub where it had been to the threshold of the temple. And he called to the man clothed with linen, who had the writer's inkhorn at his side. And the Lord said to him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and put a mark on the foreheads of the men who sigh and cry over all the abominations that are done with it. To the others he said in my hearing, Go after him through the city and kill. Do not let your eyes spare, nor have any pity. So here, this is whenever the wicked in Jerusalem or in Israel are going to be destroyed, and God has the people that are have faith in him, that are worshiping him, that are not turning to all the abominations, turning to the idolatry. So he marks them with his seal on their foreheads. That way they're not harmed, they're not touched during this destruction. And And now I want to go to the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 1 through 4. After these things, the book of Revelation, if you don't know, is John's vision, the revelation of Jesus Christ. And this book, it starts off in chapter 1 speaking of Jesus' second coming. So I do believe that the book of Revelation is mainly about the times that are coming, just before Jesus returns. After these things I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, on the sea, or on any tree. Then I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was granted to harm the earth and the sea, saying, Do not harm the earth, the sea, or the trees, till I have sealed the servants of God on their foreheads. And I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel were sealed. So here again we're seeing God commanding the angel to put his seal on the foreheads of the children of God, of God's chosen people, which is the 144,000 in Israel, from the tribes of Israel. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. And then I want to flip over to Revelation 13. Oh, that's on the right page. And this is 16 through 17. And this is speaking of the devil, of the beast. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand and on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, here, I know there's a lot of controversy about these implants. We've already got the implants that are going into the hands. They're like the size of a grain of rice. And I'm just not really sure that I know it says to buy and sell, but I'm thinking it may actually be some sort of a mark that we just haven't even seen yet. It may have nothing to do with implants of any type. But with that being said, that's the last scripture that I have. And just with these few scriptures for myself, and I hope that you get into the scriptures for yourself. Pray for understanding. Pray for God to give you his wisdom in his word. I'm very adamant about wanting to divide his word rightly. I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to pass on any wrong information. But with these scriptures that I've read this morning, I really feel like that the seal of God and the mark of the beast are all going to actually be a physical marking that we will be able to see, that people are going to be able to see, and they're going to know. So I hope that this has helped some of you out there, and maybe even just kind of piqued your interest to dig more into this subject matter, and more into eschatology, I guess, which is the study of the end days, because we are in the last of the end days, and Jesus is coming very, very soon. So I hope that you have a blessed day, and God willing, I will see you all tomorrow. Shalom.